What's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we've got a brand new video. This time talking about how I make $350 per day in 2021 so far. So basically, I was gonna script this video out and kind of cover all talking points, and just don't have time for that. So I'm just gonna go kind of off the top of my head, start with the investments where we, from about a year and a half ago to get to where they are now. And then from the beginning of this year, how it's generated $350 a day. To be more precise, it's $348.93. That just is from gains from stocks, crypto, real estate would be included in there technically, and like the passive interest income and dividends and stuff that go on top of that. So the reason my portfolio is where it could be today is because I started investing during the giant crash when everything went down really hard. People got scared, you know, the markets were tanking and circuit breakers going off left and right. But that turns out to be the best time to plunge money into the market, which is exactly what I decided to do. So my Robinhood portfolio started at about $1,500 when everything was right before the crash, is before I started putting money in, is what was in there already. Then I put $3,500 into VTI, and that was what I did right before the crash, and then everything tanked, and I took the opportunity to listen to big finance YouTubers like Graham Stephan, Meet Kevin, Andre Jick, all these guys talking about stocks and the stock market and what things were, what was happening, going on with everything, and then take in their advice and make my own opinion on what they were saying, and then my opinion on the stocks that I was going to jump into, which turned out to be the giant blue chip stocks with companies that have been around, have survived hard times, and you don't really need to worry about them in the long term. So the reason I chose stocks like that is because I didn't have to worry about them not rebounding. So there's other ones that probably could have made more gains and everything like that, but I'm looking at this as a long-term portfolio and not something that I want to flip in a year, which, I mean, it's done very good in a year. And recently, with the stock market acting up, I'm in heavy in tech, and tech has been slaughtered. So the portfolio is not doing hot right now. I also haven't been adding money to it because I've been focusing on crypto and stuff. So, you know, we can put a little bit of blame on that, but it's still doing its thing, operating. And I don't think we're gonna see it get better anytime soon. And I'm not focused on stocks right now, but we can see right before the crash that my account was at $11,824.47. Technically, that's not what it was at, because that includes all the money I put in since then, because it bumps up like the average and stuff. So it was closer to around $3,000, $4,000 in reality. And then compared to the peak, it was over 23,000, but this is as close as I can get on this chart here. And then we've just seen a huge downturn, lots of pain. Honestly, this would be time when, if you want to focus on stocks, I'd be plunging money into the stock market when people are fearful, when there's a lot of uncertainty. That's when stock market prices and stocks are at their lowest. I would stick to the same strategy I did to get me here, which was buying blue chip stocks, large companies, and things that have been proven, and you don't have to worry about like some bad news just completely throwing them off the rails. And you can just kind of put your money in there, let it go to work, and let it do its thing. I think it's going to be very bloody in the short term, but if you want to focus on stocks, now is the time to get in when things are battered. And then right now we can see the account is at just over 17.5. So I mean, it's come down a lot since the highs, but it's still ultimately up over the long period. The past 3 months have been very, very bad for the market, bad for my portfolio, bad for a lot of people's, even though the market might not super reflect that because the money's kind of been rotating. But for anyone big in tech and stuff, it's been a bloodbath. So But I've stopped focusing on stocks. I've stopped putting money in. Otherwise, I'd be buying things like Apple when they're on red days. Maybe adding some Microsoft, and probably jumping more into Disney and stuff, because I think they're going to have a good comeback when things start to open up again and they start to get their parks running. But that is the stock side of everything. Basically, it's a small portion of my portfolio when you put it into perspective. But actually, I do have one more stock that I always forget about, but it is a Tesla share on Webull. So that would add like 635, but they've been battered as well. You know, it's just been insane what has happened to these big market stocks, tech stocks. Things have just been really, really bad and really rough. But then taking into account those stocks, basically since the beginning of the year, they really haven't done all too well. So taking into account the stocks and stock market stuff, ultimately they haven't helped at all in the situation and making like this $350 a day. They've actually cost me, since the beginning of this year, they have lost $910 in value. So they're really not doing very good at all. And I'm honestly just sitting on the stocks, not worrying about them, looking more long-term for them. And we'll see, you know, once the crypto market starts getting really overheated, that I'll switch back to stocks. But I don't think anytime soon that I'll be focusing on stocks again. So we're just going to let the money sit there, let it go to work and do its thing. And hopefully in a couple months, the bleeding stops and we can start getting back on track to actually be making money in stocks again. So the next thing is crypto. That is the big market mover that has made the most amount of money this year. Basically, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I got into Ethereum later, probably a couple months into 2021, as compared to Bitcoin that I've been in before 2021. But it's been the best gainer. Obviously, I have the portion of crypto on BlockFi that earns me that, like, it's like $5.90 a day. So that helps add on to this type of stuff. Gets reinvested in Bitcoin, that interest payments from BlockFi. So it's just a good cycle to have, a good like free money investing type thing every month. But Bitcoin obviously rallied hard. I mean, the beginning of 2021, it was in like the $20,000 range. Now we're at 57, pushing 60. Hopefully we get a new all-time high in 6 figures of Bitcoin soon. But Ethereum as well has been absolutely exploding and rallying. So everything of these have been making money hand over fist. So those are the ones that have really moved this and made that 350 figure come to life. All right, so with we can look at my Blockfolio here. Is what I use to kind of track everything in one. That has all my cryptos locked in at about this just over $70,000, and that includes Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the cryptos I hold, and those are obviously performing the best. The reason that this portfolio is where it is, I mean, the beginning of the year, I think January, cryptos that I held were worth like 28,000, and now it's 70. So you see the huge moves there, basically all attributed to crypto. And this figure takes into account real estate to a portion, so that helps a little bit. It doesn't add that much money when you break it down daily, but it is involved in this number. And crypto is a huge part of making this 350 a day, which is insane, and we want to see those numbers pump up even more. And I mean, I'm interested to see what the daily average will be once we get to more heated up market, more top of the market type stuff. But right now, sitting at 350, 70K worth of crypto, and that's going to really wrap this up. I mean, we have this crypto and stocks things that make up the portfolio. When you break those down into daily, you get that the gain from the beginning of the year until May 1st. I'm not counting any days after May 1st because I chart everything, and that's what it's charted up to, and I do it monthly, so we don't have that data. But from the beginning of the year, January 1st until May 1st, and then breaking down daily from the change of basically investments, gains, like net worth to net worth now, and the difference between that breaks down to $350 per day, $348 per day, and if that keeps up, then we'll be looking at $73,000 to be added into the value of the portfolio, value of net worth and stuff by the end of the year. I think it's going to be higher than that. I think we're going to go higher than 350 a day once, I mean, Bitcoin starts heating up again. Ethereum is already taking off, and I think it's just getting started. So I think there's a lot of price movement to be had and a lot of money to be made. Crypto-wise, I don't think I'm not selling Bitcoin probably ever, and I'm not sure about Ethereum. Probably pretty close to never for that too. So the crypto stuff is just like super long-term thoughts, like 10 years from now to see. They're going to be involved in running the world, changing how finance works, and changing how the entire world works. And I just think they're super undervalued now compared to what they're going to be able to do. So when you look at it that way, it's a lot more worthwhile to hold them and not even think about selling them, even when they have 30% dips. People freak out about them. I take it as buying opportunities if you buy more and then watch it come back up. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. 348 a day right now in income. I guess you could say passive income because I don't mess with investments, but we'll just say as investment income right now. Hopefully we can keep that average up. Hopefully we can get it up even higher, 500, 1,000, which would be crazy. That $500 mark, we'll try and get there. I think that would be absolutely nuts if you could get average $500 a day. Just ridiculous stuff. Hopefully you guys can take something away from this, like, I guess story type thing, like investing. Do it when everyone's fearful. Right now in the stock market, everyone is fearful. There's a ton of uncertainty. That's the best chance to take advantage and create an opportunity where you can make a bunch of money and establish a larger portfolio with a smaller amount of money. Like mine grew from like $10,000 put in to $23,000 and back to 17. But that's where it's going to fluctuate. But you can do dollar cost average in, put money in every month, every week, whatever you can try to afford to do, and it will compound, and the heavy lifting will be done by compound interest and by your money. So let your money go to work for you, and you could get to $350 a day as well. And as always, guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next video.